Breakfast for champions, coffee, French toast. So, how you doing, gang? Anybody there? Mm-mm-mm. Well, we're open for business. Again, I have no idea about how things are working or what's going on. I'll leave that up to you. But I am here, Sensie Owl Bob. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome aboard. Mama bear, mama bear, mama bear, mama bear, mama bear, mama bear, mama bear. Good stuff. Anyway, so it'd be great if somebody came on and asked me a question, or we got into a conversation, because that's what this show is about. So I can't show you anything because I don't have any way of doing that, really. I don't know how. I would say there's a message going out to AI and the high table and the hidden hand. I would love to. I mean, what I'm doing now is fine. I'm helping my community, showing a great deal of people what they can do with their life, and that's a good thing. So I'll continue to do that. If God wants me here, I will be here. I do whatever God tells me. And guys, it's not like God talks to me. There hasn't been any burnt bush yet. The only burning bush I see are the humans around me. They are the reflection of God's co-creation and love. When we got thrown out of the garden, we didn't really get thrown out. We didn't really commit mortal sin. All we did was move out of God's basement apartment. The inference of Satan's temptation and sin. The only real sin there is being disconnected from God. It's not really a sin, it's just a lacking, right? And when we have that lacking, that's when we can get in trouble. All the wars that are going on around us are a dynamic metaphor of our separation, right? I was well trained. and I have many skill sets. And one of the things that I was trained, right, within the diplomatic facilitator skill set is when you learn how to heal, you learn about every weakness of the physical form. Right? And when you read Lao Tzu's Art of War, he says violence is the last refuge of scoundrels and people who have no ability to do anything. Right? That's why I took an oath and covenant with God to never do anything violent. And violence comes in many forms. Not just like punching someone in the face or shooting someone or blowing up their house with a 500-pound bomb made by Lockheed Martin Marietta. It's a word. It's an energetic feeling, right? And so I'm surrounded in this process by hundreds of people every day, right? And I basically am a cheeky monkey, so one of the processes I use is to lightly poke you in the eye, right? Get your attention. But mostly I do it in a loving kind of way as a doula. Right? If you don't like the play, it's not any good. So all I'm saying is you have to have a conscious intent in everything you do. And that conscious intent, when you are consciously intent in doing something, you're not being woke. Being woke is like being asleep, right? Being woke is like wearing the sheet, right? And when you're in a compartmentalized endeavor, they write you in. And when they write you in, you're basically selling your soul for chump change. And so I was exposed to many, many things. You know, I worked for many, many people. And my skill sets were highly sought after. And at a certain point, depending on the organization, they say, "Oh, wow, you're cool, man. We want you to be one of us. We want you inside a clubhouse. And then you'll really see the groovy stuff," right? Well, I didn't need to join their club to see the groovy stuff. The groovy stuff is all around us. Open your eyes. Right? Especially that third eye right here, your pineal gland. Open that up. And then you feel love, right? And once you feel love, it cuts out all of the anger, the fear, the self-loathing, all of the above, right? There's one of you there. Hey there, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and don't believe a word I say. Can you hear me? No, they left right away. And that's okay. They got a busy day. So, let's see. How long have I been talking? Oh, okay. So it's about 10 minutes. And when it hits 10 minutes, 10 seconds, I'm going to split. And I hope you can hear this. I hope my other show kind of goes up. I don't know why it's not going up already. But anyway, such as that. Don't get skissed out because there's a lot of weird shit coming. You think these storms, you think all of the wars, you think all of that is, like 28 wars going on, not just the Gaza. And basically, Bibi and the Russian Vlad, and also the stand-up comedian in Ukraine, Vlad, they all are signed in. And so they are been backed into a corner. They have been bought off so much, and they're basically bagmen. And what they're being forced to do is basically spill a lot of blood of innocent people. And those innocents, in the Gaza Strip, everyone who dies, they call them a martyr, and that's probably the most apropos thing they can say. And now people say, well, if they say that there's terrorists, you know what I mean? The terrorists, you know what I mean, man, you know what I mean? No, they're not. They're not a combatant, sorry. But the way Jojo left Iraq with, $10 billion worth of hardware in Bagram, that airbase is as big as Saudi Arabia, So it's a training center, it's everything. It's a place where these guys can hide. There are all kinds of dumbs in there. And so you have to realize that Al-Qaeda, ISIS, all of those guys basically are CIA drones, right? And they have been, we were in Afghanistan for 20 years. So there was probably a good 60,000 guys who worked for us, and they really didn't, right? They took the American petrodollar and bought flat screen TVs for their kids, but they had a deeper allegiance, right? Because they were already written in by the Taliban, by the Hezbollah, right? And, they experienced 20 years of us, basically, we killed, I don't know, maybe 600,000 people in Afghanistan, give or take, depending on how you look at it. At what point do we start counting the bodies, right? So, and you have to realize that all these countries, the EU, Russia, United States, you name it, whatever conflagration team there is, they're all run by a transnational gangster state, right? A cabal. So, and Donnie Trump, he lies so much he tells the truth, and he is, just out of his freaking mind. Whereas Jojo, he's like, remember how when Dave was pulling out the memory chips, Dave, can't we work it out, Dave, please, I'm feeling weird. Well, that's Joe Biden, right? And so Hamley, the girl, she is also, wired, because after being written in, then you're their toy, right? And so, but even if you get written in, you can still be God's doula, and that is your protection. I can't really, you can sign a piece of paper, and then you go work for them and see all this stuff, and then if you blab about it, they could put you in jail or sue you or whatever, or just take you out. But none of that matters because it's an illusion, right? And I was, blessed to have an extraordinarily diverse life, right? From birth, right? And I've died 7 times, basically, physically, but I came back each time. So 7, 8, 9. You got 9 lives. I got 2 more to go. And so, you know what I mean, man? And, my doctors, I go see, the only way you can get healthcare in America is be either really rich or have nothing. Then they kind of take care of you. And the same thing with the really rich people. They don't realize that they're just a, Kachina doll. They're being sliced up like bologna, like my brother. He goes on and on about the welfare moms and all of that. And, we should just put them all in camps, not just the illegals, but all the people who, basically what the Nazis did. That's my bro. That's what he is, because he's such a damaged dude. instead of really being himself, he's just a cardboard cutout of my dad and my mom. So, and he took the worst sides. Me and I took the best sides. And I use that foundation to step up to who I am. And all my brothers and sisters, they are chasing the petrodollar, which is going to basically disappear. And what we will get in its place is what Modi did to India. We will get a digital, everyone will get one of these little, intelligence drones that we carry around in our pocket. And we will, we already live in a spy state, a prison camp. We the United States and North America is just one big Gaza Strip. Canada, what is NAFTA? That is the Gaza Strip, right? And we're going to have more of the same. So just get ready because there's 5 probably more storms of the century. The East Coast, before. I would say before Election Day, before Thanksgiving, before Christmas, before the New Year, there's going to be 1 or 2 of these hurricanes that comes up the East Coast that will be a northeaster of biblical proportions. And it's going to be straight out of, the day after tomorrow. Whitley Strieber and Art Bell's book. And then the movie, go watch that movie. It's on YouTube. I'm sure it is, right? And that's exactly, like in a 10-day period, those little swirly things that are keeping North America and, Western Europe warm are going to stop. They're already slowed down a great deal, right? And they will basically, everything will freeze. And this planet has been more or less an ice cube for more of its life than it has been, a green, lush planet like it is now. And we're destroying it, right? My experience with the trees around here that just shot out of the ground, right? Root ball and all. Didn't crack, didn't snap, and it didn't even just turn over. It just shot out of the ground and went up hills by 20, 30 feet. A 120-foot tree weighing 20 tons shot, defied gravity and, got sprinkled around roads, houses like lawn furniture. So the Northeast is going to experience that. And, that may be the precursor, if it happens around Election Day, like before or after, or any time before January 6th, we're going to have a faux civil war. And civil war, look what the Civil War did to the United States. All it did was, gave the GDP, the resources of this country to European bankers. Or they were again, like I said, a transnational cabal. And that's not just, Western Europe, but, everywhere. Every country has, Hail Hydra, everyone is in it, right? So we're going to experience all of that, go watch that Man on the High Seat, that whole, that whatever, any kind of dystopian movie, comic book, or book, Orwell's 84, the other guy's Brave New World, and, Lord of the Flies, et al., Hunger Games, et al. So, what can I say but good luck with that. If you are not, So 1, can you hear me? 1, can you say anything? 1, can you give me a thumbs up? How about a thumbs up? So, okay, 20 minutes and 20 seconds I'm going to split. I have things to do. And I'll come back within an hour or 2 or 3 or, it's going to be around 11, probably maybe 3, 4, or 5, somewhere around there. Okay. I'll see you guys later on the flip-flop, as they say. Okay, Bye.